All right, guys, so to help us get ready for our main objective today, we're going to look back at some of our vocabulary from yesterday and kind of put some pieces together here. One of the vocabulary that we learned yesterday was the term opposite side. Those are sides that are across from one another. So here would be an example in pink of the opposite sides of this quadrilateral. Here would be another pair of opposite sides. So you can see the opposite sides are across from each other. They never touch one another. And so each quadrilateral has two pairs of opposite sides. Two pairs makes four sides. That's a quadrilateral. Another term from yesterday, parallel, lines that are going in the exact same direction. They never touch, they never will. They could be vertical parallel lines, they could be horizontal parallel lines, or diagonal. And again, the word parallel has some parallel lines right in it as a great reminder. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be deciding whether or not our opposite sides are parallel or not, and how many pairs of opposite sides a quadrilateral will have that are parallel. And so you can see we have two pairs of opposite sides in each quadrilateral. So if we're going to figure out how many of them are parallel, the answer is either going to be both of them are, so two, only one of them is one, or none of them are. So that's what we're going to be doing here. We're going to decide, are there two pairs of opposite sides that are parallel, one or none? So let's take a look. Our first pair of opposite sides here in red, they are definitely parallel. They're going the exact same horizontal direction. So that's one. But if you take a look at the ones here in blue, these opposite sides are definitely not parallel. They're kind of leaning in different directions. And so this particular quadrilateral only has one pair of opposite sides that are parallel. Let's take a look at this one. We're going to decide, is it 2, 1, or 0? Let's take a look at the first pair of opposite sides here in pink. Those are definitely parallel lines. And if we take a look here in green, they're both perfectly vertical and they are parallel. So that is 2 of the pairs of opposite sides are parallel. Let's take a look at this one. Take a look at our first pair of opposite sides. Decide if they are parallel. They sure are, both perfectly horizontal. Let's take a look at the other pair of opposite sides here in pink. Those are parallel as well, which means both pairs of opposite sides, two pairs of opposite sides, are parallel. Let's take a look at this quadrilateral here. If we take a look at the first pair of opposite sides, they're both kind of diagonal, but if you kind of view them like hills, you can see one hill is definitely steeper than the other. These are not going in the exact same direction, so these are not parallel. Take a second and look here, decide if you think these are parallel or not. And the correct answer would be no. They are both diagonal again, but that slant of that line is different. So these are, neither of them are going to be parallel, which means 0 pairs of opposite sides are parallel. Let's take a look at this one. I think this is our final one. If we take a look at our first pair of opposite sides here in blue, those guys are definitely parallel, going in the exact same direction. And you can say the black pair of opposite sides are both perfectly vertical or up and down, so that is parallel. So we have yes for the blue and yes for the black, which means both pairs of opposite sides are parallel. It's time for you to figure out if this is making sense to you, and because this is going to be needed to understand the next step. So you're going to take some scrap paper and just give yourself a place to do question A, B, C, and D. And you are simply going to, in a moment, pause this video so you can decide for each one, are there 2, 1, or 0 pairs of opposite sides that are parallel? And the next video, we'll go over the answers with you so you can figure out if you're on the right track. If you're not understanding, go back and rewatch this video and see if that doesn't help. Go ahead and pause the video and try these 4 out.